At Robert Bosch, safety is the basis for everything we do. We strive to be the role model for health and safety in our communities by providing a health and safety work environment for all, and keeping safety as a precondition of stable and managed processes. We value human life above all else and believe all workplace injuries are preventable. Our ultimate goal is a safe workplace with zero accidents. In order to achieve this goal, we have identified basic safety expectations and actions to ensure we conduct all business operations in accordance with our vision, mission, and values. We take care for each other's safety, we speak openly about safety, and have zero tolerance for negligence. All Bosch associates and contractors share in the responsibility to create and maintain a safe work environment. To emphasize our commitment to this philosophy, we have identified 10 safety absolutes. Violation of these absolutes has such potential for serious injury or damage that an associate who fails to adhere to these rules will be subject to significant consequences. I encourage you to pay close attention to the points covered in this video. Utilizing these 10 safety absolutes will help us create and maintain a safe work environment for all.
The first of our safety absolutes concerns safety devices and guards. These devices are installed to assure safe machine operation. They shall not be removed, tampered with, or bypassed except by trained and authorized associates who are following the established safety procedures. All guards must be verified prior to start of equipment. For approved intentional bypassing of machine guards, refer to the site policy for bridging or bypassing interlocks. If machinery is required to be operated in automatic mode for testing or minor maintenance with the guarding bypassed, a written hazard assessment must be carried out with the appropriate level approvals. Running in automatic mode with guards bypassed is not allowed unless prior approval is obtained through HSE. A bypass is controlled only by trained and authorized associates. The following procedures need 2 technicians or a technician and a qualified expert to be legally staffed. Running a machine in automatic mode with guarding bypassed, or operating robots with guarding bypassed or removed. Robots should be operated at 25% normal speed. If the robot must operate at a higher speed, a task-specific hazard assessment must be completed by 2 trained and authorized associates and approved by the equipment coordinator and HSE. The 2 associates who perform the hazard review must be present during the bypass mode activation, and they must ensure no unauthorized associates enter the guard bypass area. A trained and authorized associate must be directly monitoring a robot dead man switch and/or emergency stop during the work performed. If you are operating lasers with shielding removed, you must first have a permit signed by the laser safety officer. Temporary barriers such as caution or danger tape, orange cones, or other barricades are also important in protecting associates from hazards of construction and maintenance activities. Unauthorized entry into these barricaded areas constitutes a violation of the safety devices and guards absolute. As per OSHA regulations, control of hazardous energy, our lockout-tagout system maintains that each technician must be protected by his own lock and be trained and authorized by his local safety department. This applies to maintenance and repair. As for machine-specific procedures, all energy sources must be isolated and/or dissipated, and the procedures must be inspected annually. For specific information, always follow your site policies and procedures. Regarding electrical work, all electrical safe work policies must be followed in order to ensure protection from shock and arc flash hazards. Appropriate personal protective equipment must be used when energized electrical work is being performed. An electrical safety program at your facility will train and authorize workers. All PPE must be inspected before use. PPE gloves should be tested semi-annually, and only non-conductive tools may be used. To open an energized electrical cabinet of greater than 50 volts, there must be a 2-man team, complete with safety glasses, hearing protection, fire-resistant clothes, leather shoes, 600-volt rated electrical gloves with leather gloves over, and arc flash helmet and shield. An arc flash shock boundary must be established and lockout-tagout performed according to the machine-specific procedure. The PPE may be removed after verification that there is no exposed voltage over 50 volts. Troubleshooting or other work specifically listed in the electrical safety policy may be performed by trained and authorized technicians without a written permit. Other energized work not specifically mentioned requires written permission. Contractors and service personnel will provide their own training and PPE. Reference your local safety program for specifics. OSHA has strict policies concerning fall protection and fall prevention. Fall arrest systems must be used when working at unprotected heights of 4 feet or greater or when higher fall risks are present. OSHA requires that associates on platforms 4 feet or more above the floor should be protected. Each employee on a walking working surface, horizontal or vertical surface, with an unprotected side or edge which is 4 feet or more above a lower level shall be protected from falling by the use of guardrail systems, safety net systems, or personal fall arrest systems. Leading edge work may use a fall protection plan which complies with OSHA regulations. A qualified person should be chosen to maintain and update annual inspection records and participate in inspection training. All affected associates must be trained in pre-use inspection and how to fit and adjust fall protection equipment. Fall protection is not required when working on a portable ladder. However, fall protection is required if the ladder is near a platform where a fall would be greater than the operating height of the ladder. When maintenance is being done on an unprotected roof or an elevated surface, 2 men are required at all times, with the second man being used as a safety monitor only. There should be no simultaneous work being performed, and warning lines should be utilized in areas where work is likely. Hazard assessment paperwork or review of site hazards form should be completed prior to any work beginning. All specific tasks identified on the hazard assessment as needing tie-off shall be complied with. Always refer to your local safety rules for clarification. No person shall enter a confined space without an approved permit or proper training. The employer will identify these spaces and coordinate and inform contractors of them and the required permits. There should be a mutual debrief at the conclusion of entry operations. Entry into a confined space is prohibited without an authorized permit. Only contractors trained in permit-required confined space procedures are authorized to enter a permit-required confined space. Operation of any powered industrial vehicle requires proper licensing, training, and use of safety devices. This includes forklifts, powered platforms, man lifts, and vehicle-mounted work platforms. Requirements include a valid operator's license and training. Requalification training takes place every 2 years or after an accident. All safety devices such as seat belts and fall protection must be used. A written pre-use inspection checklist must be completed by each shift, and no equipment may be used that has failed a pre-use inspection or has an expired inspection certificate. Falsifying company records, including employment applications, production records, insurance forms, as well as punching the time card of another or having one's own time card punched by another, is unacceptable. An associate must not give false information or testimony in investigations of accidents, grievances, work rule violations, or similar proceedings. This includes investigative statements, training records, safety-related preventative maintenance records, and pre-use inspection records. As a reminder, you must immediately report to your supervisor or human resource/medical office all accidents and injuries which occur on the job. Failure to report may jeopardize your eligibility for workers' compensation. Our policy on use of alcohol or drugs/tobacco use in unauthorized areas is firm. Possession or use of illegal drugs, drugs without proper prescription, or possession of alcohol on Bosch premises will not be tolerated. We are committed to establishing and maintaining a drug and alcohol-free workplace and assuring the health, safety, and well-being of our associates. The manufacture, consumption, being under the influence, unauthorized possession, transfer, distribution, sale, or purchase of alcohol, illegal or prescribed drugs are prohibited on company property. Bosch strives to provide a safe work environment for its associates. Any associate who threatens violence, engages in violence, or engages in aggressive or intimidating behavior in the workplace is in violation of our policy. The workplace is defined as all company and client property, including without limitations, company-sponsored events and work-related travel, the parking lot, the break rooms, and all public areas such as lobbies and restrooms. Bosch strictly prohibits weapons of any type on company property. The prohibition applies to associates, vendors, contractors, customers and visitors, and including visible and concealed weapons. There are no exceptions to this policy without the prior written authorization of the local facility manager. If you have questions, please contact your local human resource representative. Defeating, manipulating, or tampering with fire and/or security protection devices is misconduct which is so inherently severe and unacceptable that termination of employment is normally the only appropriate remedy in these circumstances.
Welcome to Bosch Rexroth Fountain Inn. Your safety is our top priority. Every associate, every visitor, every contractor. The entire leadership team of this facility has committed themselves to your safety. Therefore, we ask for your full commitment and engagement to create a safe work environment. Each decision you make can influence the safety of all those around you. So if you're ever unsure about a situation, stop. Get your team leader, get your supervisor, get your project manager, and discuss it. We also welcome any suggestions you may have to further improve our safety through our Bright Ideas program. Only working together can we create a world-class facility and achieve VPP status. And we will. Thank you.